Three, two, one. You two, we back with another bang video. All right, no, all right, here we go. Hey, Josh, how you doing today?
I've been good. How about you?
Man, I've been great. I just wanted to tell you, I really appreciate you taking your time to meet with me and my colleague Zeke right here
Hey,
today.
how you doing, Josh? I'm Zeke. I'm the sales support representative for Salesforce. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah, like I said, thank you for meeting with us today, though, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a busy week though.
I can imagine. You been in Oxford lately?
I have.
Exactly,
I,
man. It's
I've
been
been there. I actually just came through there this past weekend.
Exactly, man. It's absolutely crazy out there, man. But let's go ahead and dive in. Let me tell you something though before we just jump straight in. I want to let you know our goal is simple. We just want to understand all your current sales processes and see where, if anywhere, technology might help. It's no pressure at all, though. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Perfect. And if it doesn't look like a fit, we'll just be upfront about that. Is that okay?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, can you walk us through your sales processes from the first customer contact to final order information?
Yeah, so we usually handle everything through emails, calls, and spreadsheets, depending on the location.
Okay, but is that process standardized across all five cities that you guys operate in, or does each location operate differently?
It varies by location.
Okay, okay,
So,
okay.
so how many team members are typically involved in managing one customer order?
When we're usually managing a customer order, we'll usually have 2 to 3 team members, depending on the size of the order.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Well, when decisions are made about new systems or tools, who else besides yourself obviously is involved in that evaluation?
So within that process, we usually have senior leadership and operations usually weighing in about those said decisions with new systems.
Okay, okay, that's great. Well, before we continue this meeting any further, I just wanted to make sure that 15-minute timeline we had agreed upon earlier is still okay. Or like, are you more pressed for time now?
No, 15 minutes is good right now.
Okay, well, I'll say it's been about, I don't know, 3 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer for a little about 12 minutes, just so I can respect your time. I'm gonna set it right here. So don't mind me. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
undoubtedly. Back to the questions. What challenges come up when different locations use different tracking methods?
Well, when we have challenges within this tracking process, it's usually when things can get disorganized,
Hmm.
or sometimes we'll miss like little details that may become important later.
How often would
Details. Go ahead.
how how often would you say follow-ups or follow-ups would get missed or delayed?
More often than we actually would like to admit.
Okay. Well, what happens when a follow-up is missed? That seems detrimental to business.
Yeah, it definitely is. We usually, when this happens, we lose potential sales or customers end up moving on to other companies.
So that's directly impacting revenue, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Well, as you expand into these new cities like Dallas and Nashville, for example, what happens to these issues if nothing changes?
Usually in these cases, they're likely just to keep getting worse.
What does worse look like on a daily operational level for you guys?
When this usually happens, it's a lot of times more confusion within the workplace, as well as more miscommunication, which ends up uh, just messing up a lot of the daily processes that we like to keep up.
Okay, and have you ever thought about how these daily operations get messed up due to miscommunication and confusion? How does that financially impact your business?
Yeah, so when this happens within our business, a lot of times we start losing revenue, and in the process we'll have slower growth in the long run, which can, like you said, can be very detrimental.
Okay. Well, how about this? Would you say if all customer information was in one system and that whole system was accessible across all cities, would that be a great help to your team?
Oh, absolutely.
So Josh, if follow-ups were automatically tracked and assigned, would that sort of reduce the workload pressure for you guys?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. And if leadership, like people leading the operations or whatever, were automatically tracked and assigned, excuse me, my excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got a notification on my phone. Completely lost train of thought. I'm sorry. Um, like I was saying, if leadership had real-time visibility into sales performance across all locations, would that improve you guys' decision making?
Oh yes, that would be very helpful and really, to be honest, make the decision-making process much quicker for us.
Well, Salesforce is designed exactly for this type of challenge. And if you don't mind, me and my colleague have just a couple of things we want to share with you so you can gain a little bit more insight onto what Salesforce actually is. So, the first thing, Salesforce is a centralized customer relationship management system. So, yeah, a great thing that this also comes with, an advantage, so to speak, is all customer data is stored in one shared platform across your entire company. And therefore, no lost customer information will, like, that won't happen. You won't lose any customer information. And it's going to be consistent communication across all cities involved.
Also, our software has an automated follow-up system, and task and reminders are tracked automatically. And also, we have, well, there's increased customer retention without relying on memory.
Okay. How you feel about that?
Yeah, so far, it sounds pretty good. Um, but I want to make sure I want to hear everything you got to say before I give my full opinion.
Okay, okay. I just making sure you're still there with us. Well, like said before, since this is a centralized customer relationship management system, you access this through the cloud. So basically, anywhere with internet, you can access Salesforce, which is going to be your customer relationship marketing platform that we offer, and it's going to be real time updates across all locations. Just because, like I said, this is kind of cloud based, so it's like it's updated every time you make any single move, and since it is like that, it's going to help teams stay aligned even during expansion. So it doesn't matter how many cities you move on to, like how big you want to grow, we can keep up with it.
Right. And Salesforce has analytic dashboards and there's instant visibility into performance. So if you decide to go with us and purchase Salesforce, you'll be able to make faster and more informed business decisions.
Mm. How you feel about that, Josh?
Yeah, so everything sounds good. It sounds very thorough. My main concern, let me say it like this, is just the cost.
Cost? Okay, well, I understand that typically happens to a lot of people, but when you say cost, are you more concerned about upfront investment or just like long-term return on investment?
Yeah, overall, just too much spending too much, it seems like.
Okay, well, let me try to help kind of put this into perspective. If this system helped you retain even just a small percentage of more customers each month, or just like those lost customers, or whatever you said earlier, about losing people, following up with them, would that maybe justify the investment, that potential gain?
Yeah, it definitely would. It definitely would help.
Okay,
But
any more concerns?
But I'm also worried about this my team adopting to this new system. This is a new um CRM system that a lot of my employees aren't used to, or not our employees, but a lot of my colleagues and a lot of the employees in the company are not used to,
Uh-huh.
um, especially for like, maybe some of the older employees that work here. So that's probably another like I'm a little worried about. So how could you tell me that? Or tell me more about that.
Yeah, that's a very common concern when it comes to this. We typically see that adoption improves quickly when the system simplifies their workflow.
Yeah, and just to build a little off of what my colleague Zeke said, I completely understand that some people you might work with, considering y'all do awesome desserts. Like, of course, y'all really not involved with this. Y'all gonna probably have older people there, just bakers. They just came, they just trying to make some dessert. So I completely understand where you're coming from, but I want to let you know that we provide onboarding support to ensure smooth adoption from day one. So these type of hiccups won't even be a big thing. You know, we have a big customer support system. Just gonna help you guys out. And if you have any questions, we're always on call. How that make you feel?
Yeah, that helps. That helps. That helps a lot.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Based on what you shared, uh, I took notes, mental notes, and the main issues seem to be inconsistent systems, missed follow-ups, and limited visibility across all channels.
And those challenges will likely increase as you expand into those new markets that you were talking about.
So yeah, that's a great point you made there, Zeke. Yeah, you trying to expand into newer, bigger markets. It's like if you are already missing follow-ups at on a short, smaller scale rather than a bigger scale, well then those challenges well, they will likely increase. How would you feel if we could show you a solution that directly addresses those issues and flaws? Like if we could show you a solution that does that, would it make sense for you to explore it a little further?
Yes, it would.
Okay, that sounds great. To be honest, I think we may should set up a meeting. There's no may. If you're interested, we absolutely should set up a meeting sometime soon just to show a short customized, fully customized demo for awesome desserts. Uh, would you be open to schedule that maybe next week, or how does that look for you? How does your schedule look?
Yeah, I'll definitely check the schedule. But I definitely can find a time next week where, we can be able to meet.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, perfect. We'll follow up with you to try to see what times you have available and we can get that done.
Okay, yeah, like I said, me and my colleague Zeke, speaking on behalf of him, we absolutely appreciate your time today. I hope that you're interested in Salesforce and we can reach back out to you. Thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you,
I
Josh.
appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you.